My name's Sir Keith Mills. I'm a founder and director of Land Rover BAR, the America's Cup team, and I'm the chairman of the America's Cup World Series in Portsmouth. I got involved in the America's Cup several years ago. I'm a passionate amateur sailor, and I really felt that in Ben Ainsley we had someone that had the capability of winning the America's Cup and overturning 160 odd years of history. So I'm motivated by winning the Cup. Bringing it to Portsmouth and hosting the event in Portsmouth is a very important part of what we're doing, because the impact of a world-class event like the America's Cup on a city and a country, as I've seen with my Olympic work, is huge, and I think that we can really make a major impact on this city with this extraordinary competition. If we win the America's Cup next year, and that is the intention, and given where we are, I think we're all feeling pretty confident, then we'd love to bring it to Portsmouth. We have to do a lot of work with the council here to try and find a permanent home for the event in Portsmouth, and over the next few months we'll be working with the council to try and find that, but the objective will be to bring it here if we possibly can. The America's Cup coming to Portsmouth, I think, benefits in a number of ways. Clearly there's an economic benefit, and that's direct financial economic benefit. We saw that from the event here last year. I think we're going to build on that this year, and if we can continue to use Portsmouth as our base for America's Cup events, that will build directly economically over time. And it's not just the revenues that come from the team, it's all the supply chain around the team. All of the services that we call on when we run an event here all generate income for the city. But then there's the indirect benefits, and the indirect benefits are the spotlight being shone on Portsmouth. The impact that this event had around the world really put Portsmouth on the map from a commercial perspective. And we hope and believe that if we're successful next year, it will attract a large number of companies and businesses, hoteliers and others, to the city. I was involved in bidding for and then organising the London Olympics, and I saw firsthand the impact a sporting event has on a city. In this case it was East London, and the economic and social impact that the Games had on East London will be felt for many decades to come. It was significant. Likewise, if we pick up the Cup next year and we're now the host for the next America's Cup, the impact that will have on the city will be fundamental. It will attract a large number of businesses, it'll attract a large number of spectators, and it can only be good for a city that has been in need of regeneration. The Navy, as we all know, has been reduced over the years. I know we've got 2 carriers coming soon, which will help, but a city like Portsmouth needs as much inward injection of capital and companies as possible. We had some trouble with the weather gods last year, and if we get some fair weather this year, which we hope, I'd be very surprised if the sheer numbers of spectators that we saw last year isn't going to be exceeded. We had almost 250,000 spectators over 4 days last year, and I'd be very surprised if we don't exceed that this year. I think the Saturday here in Portsmouth last year, of all the events that have taken place so far in this America's Cup, was the most successful. It certainly had the biggest number of spectators, both on and off the water, and created, I think, this sort of atmosphere that everyone in the America's Cup, in all the teams, in all the countries around the world, want to emulate. So everyone's looking at Portsmouth and looking at Portsmouth in 2016 to set the standard for the rest of the world.